1. Hi. So to get started, I work at a phone store that sells phones along with cell service. I get this guy who comes from another store of one of our local locations, breathing heavy while standing right behind the counter with me. He went on explaining to me how it doesn't make sense that he would have to come to this store to get served. Side note, with this store, if you're going to exchange within the allowable period, you go to the store you got it from. I proceed to explain this to him without getting anywhere. After he had further explained the situation to me, that his phone had been hacked, he can't get into it, and now he's going to switch all of his banking cards based off of this assumption. I told him that there is nothing to be worried about, you probably did something without knowing any better that locked your phone. To which he kind of gave me a, "Do you really think I'm that dumb?" look. After assessing the phone and the story he told me, I went to go in the back room with his phone to plug it into one of our computers that we do troubleshooting on. I also just didn't want this guy breathing down my neck for any longer. As I went to go into the back room, he immediately started to question me about what I was doing, and when I told him that I was simply going to plug his phone into one of our troubleshooting computers, he began to get restless, telling me to stay where he is so that he can effing see what I was going to do. Unfortunately for him, I'm not that kind when disrespected, even if it could mean my job, and thankfully for me, my manager almost always backs me up in these situations, as he's dealt with many more of these types of people. After he says this, I immediately tell him, "Sir, if you want my help, I'll give it to you. I'm paid to do it. But if you want to continue with that crap, I'll personally walk you out the door. I don't care if you feel I'm here to take that type of crap, because I'm not." He then went silent for a couple of seconds and told me to go back and do what I've got to do. After about 10 minutes of looking at the phone, I see no way of fixing it. I guess he really screwed his phone over, because I'm still not convinced it's been hacked. Probably a dud. So, as I'm walking back out to where he is, I check the safes to see if we have the same phone for him that we can exchange, and of course we wouldn't. With what I know now, I speak with him, giving him the rundown. "We don't have this phone in stock right now, sir. We'll have to order one in for you, and exchange it then. In the meantime, you can borrow a loaner of ours." He seems satisfied, and apologizes for his actions earlier, to which I said that it was fine. We get it all the time, but it doesn't help either one of us when someone's going off their head. It's been 2 months now. Everything has been exchanged. He's been called with no response, hanging on to our loaner phone that is 4 years older than his new one he had bought. I guess he doesn't care too much for his new phone. All I can say is that I feel for all of you out there who currently work for retail and have to deal with this on a regular basis. These types of customers always grind my gears. Honestly makes me believe they've never had to work a job dealing with the public on a regular basis, or they just forgot how to be human. 2. So this took place 3 years ago in the Netherlands, when I was on an errand for my mom near the Albert Heijn, a Dutch grocery store. I was 13 at the time, and even though I was Dutch, I wasn't really that tall yet. So I was standing just outside the store, double-checking if I brought enough cash according to my grocery list, when this English-speaking lady came rushing over to me. I could immediately tell she was American, but since I didn't know or read it yet, I couldn't identify the Karen details in time. Remember, I am a 13-year-old tiny pole of a boy in the Netherlands. I don't know why she thought I could speak perfect English, but she immediately started spouting some lines about milk in an angryish tone, which I didn't appreciate. Now, I know that many people here say that they aren't good with confrontation, but I have ADHD, and it has basically become part of my life at this point. I wasn't about to just receive incoherent yelling from some old bag in the middle of the street, so I just rudely shouted, "Hey, could you slow down a bit, miss?" This clearly offended Karen, but at least I was able to understand her from this point on. This was the conversation.
"How dare you speak to me like that? Are all kids in Holland so rude?"
"Well, not really, but you were kinda shouting at me. Could you tell me what's wrong?"
"Oh, so now you will do your damn job. Listen up, boy. I'm gonna ask you one more time to carry my milk for me."
Milk? What? I don't really understand. I don't think you know me. I think you have the wrong person by that.
Well, of course not. Are you stupid? Is this why they positioned you outside for scouting instead of doing actual work?
I'm not sure what you mean, lady, but I'm losing my patience.
I told you not to talk back. Now come here and carry this.
She dragged me by the arm to her car. At this point, I could see the prophesized milk she was talking about. It was 5 boxes of like 12 cartons at a time, which would never fit into her little rental car.
Hey, don't fucking touch me!
I was small, but knew how to fight, so I wasn't threatened by some dinosaur so easily.
You disrespectful brat, how dare you shout at me!
At this point, people started gathering. Since cars didn't really pass by often, you could clearly hear the shouting match. DP got out of the crowd to confront Karen, and this conversation followed. Mevrouw is dit uw kind? Ma'am, is this your child?
What? Speak English or leave, I'm busy.
My apologies, but this child doesn't really resemble you. Why are you shouting at him?
He works here and he's slacking off.
I finally realized the misunderstanding, and I was about to unleash a verbal can of whoop-ass on this entitled B when DP spoke up within 0.1 seconds. Miss, this child is clearly under the work age and has no uniform on. Please let him go.
What uniform? The kid was checking some list for the store goods.
Yeah, that was a fucking shopping list. Now let me go before I bite your wrinkles off. I was a brat. Bite me. People already started angrily confronting Karen, and she immediately let go. DP went to get an actual employee, and Karen got some help after being forced to apologize to my smug-looking butt. To this day, I don't understand why she thought Dutch employees stand outside the store scouting with some goods list or whatever. But I guess I got away with it before being accused of stealing her milk or something. 3. So I'm a customer service manager at a grocery chain store. I was getting ready to leave for the day, but still needed to help a cashier print something out, so I was waiting for her at the service desk, located right outside the office we needed to be in. The cast in the story is me as me, Cashier 1, A, Cashier 2, B, my fellow manager, CSM, Customer C, Customer's friend, CF. While I'm waiting for A to come up to the office, C walks up to the desk holding a pack of sunflower seeds.
Can I get cash back?
Yes, you can get cash back.
Can I get just $10?
No, 20 is the minimum.
I can't get just 10?
No, it won't give you the option for less than 20, but I can break down the 20 for you.
So I couldn't get just 10?
I can do an unload on your card, but that has a $3.74 fee on it.
I'll just do the 20.
Okay, I log into the register and scan her sunflower seeds. Then her friend comes up to her with a gallon of milk. Did you want this purchase too, as I gesture to the milk? C and CF continue talking. Do you want to purchase the milk too?
Not right now.
Okay, that'll be 52 cents.
That's 60.
Hands me 60 cents. I'm slightly confused, but I cash her out. 8 cents your change.
Oh, I was gonna get cash back.
You have to use your card to get cash back.
Okay.
Walks away. By this point, my cashier had come up to the desk, so we got into the office to print out her papers. Then B calls me from the self-checkout. Hey, there's a customer out here that said she paid for her sunflower seeds at the desk. Yeah, she did. Okay. B hangs up, then immediately calls me back. She says she's missing her cash back. She has to use her card to get cash back. She paid cash, so she didn't get any. Okay. I help finishing A print her papers, so I come out of the office and walk up to the self-checkout podium where B is standing with C and CSM. Do you have her receipt? She says she doesn't have it. Yeah, I have it up here. I'll go get it. I walk back to the service desk and get her receipt out of the trash can. I turn and see that she had followed me, so I hand it to her. She then walks back to the self-checkout and speaks with CSM again. I walk back over because I can tell this isn't over. Can you give her a refund? She says she doesn't want to buy it again for cashback. Okay, but you have to use your card to get cashback.
Yeah, I was going to, but you just rang it up and did whatever you wanted.
And I'm just standing there like, you gave me money to pay for your item. What did you expect me to do with it? If you give me money, I'm going to tell the register you gave me money. But I just tell her that I can refund her at the service desk. So we go up to the desk and I give her the 52 cents back. She takes the money and starts walking away. Do you want to ring it up for the cash back?
I'm going to do it over here at the self-checkout.
I just thought to myself that the self-checkout is only going to give you a 20 back, and we won't be able to break that down for you. But okay. I immediately clocked out and came home to rant to my roommates about her. I just don't understand what her confusion came from. And how was she going to blame me for cashing her out when she gave me money? 4. About a quarter of a mile away from my high school, there is a McDonald's that many students apply to work at. A few of my friends work there currently, but I do not. Many of them are seniors and don't have a full school day, and work there in the morning. After the end of their shift, most of them change in the bathroom and head home or to school. Many students have spirit wear, clothes with the school name on it, and many people wear it daily. This is where I assume confusion happened. Cast, me, you better know. LK, little kid, doesn't actually talk at all. And M, nice manager. EM. I walk into McDonald's and I see my friend at the counter taking an order. I just wave to him and he waves back. I continue walking to the ordering screens and I see a little kid struggling to reach a menu item on the screen. Hey bud, do you need some help? LK nods and points to the fries. I help him with the rest of his order. Apparently his mom was a doctor of some sort and she was on call talking to a patient. LK walks up to the counter and pays for his order using money I suppose his mom gave to him. He was like a little man. I walk back to an empty screen. I'm not even 5 seconds into putting in my order when someone taps me on my shoulder. I turn around. Can I help you, ma'am?
I've been waiting here for my order forever. And me and my dear son are very hungry customers.
And why are you telling me this?
You work here, so you should be helping me.
Miss, I think you're confused.
Don't you lie to me. I saw you help that kid. I saw you wave to the cashier, too.
I'm a little shaken. I helped that kid out of the kindness of my heart.
That cashier is just your friend, sure, and you just happen to wear the same clothes.
Yeah, she was yelling at me the whole time. Others had been watching, too. I also realized she was talking about my school sweatshirt. My friend wears a similar one with a design from 2 years ago. She must have seen him change out of it for work. Miss, this is the spirit wear for the high school nearby. He is a senior, and I am a junior. Please let me order my dinner.
You,
and then she used a rather charming derogatory term for Asians here,
are taking my kids' jobs, and you can't even do them right. Who the hell is your manager? I want to talk to him.
By this point, my friend has done the smart thing and gotten his manager. They both walked around the registers and to this woman and I. Ma'am, what seems to be the problem?
Your lazy-ass worker isn't helping my family get food. He should be fired. My son is starving.
She gestures over to a table where a boy is intently staring at his smartphone with a shiny pink case. He doesn't look like he cares at all. I'm sorry, but this man does not work here. EM still looks like she's going to blow a gasket.
Well, whatever. I still don't have food, and I want to be compensated.
Can I see your receipt, then?
Fine.
EM hands over the receipt. NM takes 3 seconds to look at it before handing it back to EM. You are going to have to leave now. Cue surprised Pikachu face.
What? Why?
This receipt is clearly from 2 weeks ago. You're causing a disturbance. Please leave. EM's face goes red. She yells multiple derogatory terms, and then this old classic.
You are all racists! I'm leaving a review so bad you will never get business again.
She then grabs her kid and storms out. All 3 of us are standing there dumbfounded. NM offers me a free meal, but I decline. I order my meal normally and enjoy my dinner. 5. I work as a warehouse stock person in an electronics store. Basically, I go around to every shelf in the departments and make sure the products are in place they should be. It's a pretty easy gig, especially since I clock in and clock out before the store opens, so I never interact with customers. Until today. It was a pretty typical morning of checking off shelved products when I heard someone loudly banging on the locked front doors. I could hear it all the way from the back of the store where I was wrapping a security tag onto an Xbox One X. Important for later. While carrying the Xbox, I walk into view of the doors and see a 30-something-year-old woman banging her fist on the glass. I saw that she was wearing a jacket with the company color on it, so I assumed she was a coworker. She stopped banging when she saw me and waved hello. Remember, I only work the before opening shift, so I never interact with customers. But I also don't know all of my other coworkers who do work during store hours. I thought to myself, oh, she must be one of the sales reps. Because they often come in 30 minutes early, if they have an opening shift, and it was around 40 minutes until opening, so it didn't raise any alarm with me. I walk up to the front doors. There are 2 sets of them with a vestibule in between them. The first set opens to the outside and lets you into the vestibule. The second set opens to the vestibule and lets you into the store. The lady is standing outside. I take the Xbox I was holding and place it on a register counter near the doors. I unlock the second set of doors and step up to the first set and begin pushing it open when the lady shoves her body through the opening of the doors. I guess waiting 2 whole seconds for me to finish opening the door was too much for her. She is already past the second set of doors and walking into the store when I finish closing and locking both sets. She wasn't walking to a register to clock in. She wasn't directly walking to any department. All she did was quickly look around the store before turning back to me and says, "Where's your game section? I'm looking for a Switch." My heart dropped. She was a customer that I let into the store before opening. Big no-no. I start to internally panic a little, but think to myself that all I need to do is get her out of the store. "I'm sorry, ma'am, but we don't open for another 40 minutes. I thought you were one of my co-workers when I let you in." The crazy lady rolls her eyes and says, "The website says that you open at 8 a.m. It is 8:20. "Our website says 9 a.m. I'm telling you 9 a.m. You need to leave." "I only need to buy a Switch. I will be 10 minutes. She begins to walk further into the store when I stand in her path. "You can buy whatever you want at 9 a.m., but right now you need to leave." This lady is getting pissed and says, "I want to talk to your manager right now." Now, I was the only one working in the warehouse that morning. We were really understaffed. But there was a supervisor in the back office doing paperwork. The supervisor is a really understanding dude, so I knew he wouldn't get mad at me for letting this crazy lady in by mistake. But I made the idiot decision to deal with this myself. I'm the only one here, now leave. This is a good time to tell you that I am 5'3", 110-pound female who looks like a 15-year-old when I'm really in my 20s. I do not look intimidating in any way. The crazy lady got this smirk on her face and says, "Fine, I'll go." And when she started to walk to the doors, I think that's the end of it. Until she grabs the Xbox off the counter and tries to unlock the doors. I rushed up to her and began to tug at the Xbox while yelling at her to let go and I will call the police. The Xbox was wrapped in a security tag, so the whole time this tug-of-war was happening, the door alarms are blaring because of the tag. My supervisor hears the alarm and comes out of the back office to find me wrestling with this fucking crazy Karen. He comes over to help, but not before the crazy lady punched me hard in the stomach. I let go of the Xbox to hold my stomach, but she still doesn't have the door unlocked. I end up puking on her and the Xbox because she punched me so hard. She drops the Xbox and goes to hit me again, but I saw this one coming and mustered up all my strength and rage to kick her square in the chest. I might not look strong, but I can damn well be when needed. But I only had the strength for that one kick. I rolled into a ball and agonized over the pain afterwards. My supervisor called the police, while the woman whined in pain and was still trying to unlock the door. I guess she didn't realize that keys are used to open doors. I got checked out by an ambulance that arrived on the scene with the police. I was tender and slightly bruised, but that is all. I did also get a written warning for kicking her. I'm just glad I didn't get fired. Hey everybody, Hellfreezer here, and thank you very much for listening to Adventures in Fast Food and Retail, number 71. And thank you very much to everybody who allowed me to use their stories in this video. Okay, I believe I have a shout out to do here, actually. Well, that's Perfect. The author of story number 5, I'm going to get this wrong, so I apologize for getting it wrong, but it's S. Poildem Ilk, which I'm just now realizing is actually spoiled milk. So to the Reddit user Spoiled Milk, thank you very kindly for allowing us to use your story, and I and we certainly hope that there were no lasting bruises or marks from that awful lady and her attack. Okay, and with that I'm going to head off for now, so until next time, thank you very much for listening, and take very good care of yourselves.